37 in the purport, Prabhupada says that one shall elevate himself from passion, means not to degrade to ignorance but to elevate to mode of goodness. So I was reminded of the point that we can't change the mode but we can overcome at that point. So can you relate?
Well, okay, first of all, you have certain tendencies, right? According to Varna Ashram, according to Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, right? That's also by the modes. But there is also another mode where you cultivate. In other words, you may be a Shudra, but you can cultivate the mode of passion more. That will increase your lust. You can be a Brahmana, you can cultivate the mode of passion in that state more, and you'll become full of lust. So the idea of the engaging in according to your prescribed duties is to curb, is to stop contact with desires to enjoy, to be satisfied doing just your activity. That's the idea. Now if you're not satisfied just doing your duty, trouble starts. That's what trouble starts. See, we have a path of life which protects you. The mechanism Varna Ashram protects you from becoming infected by lust. That's the idea. So if you go out of the shelter of Varna Ashram, now you are easy target. It's a bit like the story of Lakshman Rekha. If you stay within that protection, Ravana can't touch you. But as soon as you step outside, I mean, for example, I gave the example of Ajamil. He stepped outside of his prescribed duty. So the point is, the opportunity for lust is there. That's the point. So in the case of Ajamil, he took it up. But we are being told, don't do that. Don't look outside of your area of work. Focus. You know that story of Arjuna, when his teacher Dronacharya asks, what do you see? And everyone said, oh, I see a bird, I see the tree, I see your lotus feet. Oh, you see my lotus feet? Put the bow down, you know. Don't, what do you see? He says, I see the bird. Then he said, what do you see? I see the eye of the bird. Do you see anything else? I see nothing else. So somehow or other we have to cultivate our life in such a way that I'm only focused on my devotional service. I'm not aware even of other things. Now that person is very fortunate. But if you have a curiosity, you know, they even have a saying in English, curiosity killed the cat. I don't know why it killed the cat, but anyway. Curiosity is dangerous. I guess cats are curious creatures. They always, no business, but they always want to check something out. Always get into trouble. Babies have that habit, right? They want to put everything in the mouth. Everything. You know, they're like, there's a job, a career called quality testers. Babies are like that. They're born, they're always checking everything if it's edible, if you can eat it. So, don't be curious. Don't be curious. Be satisfied. Nitya Tripta. This curiosity is a polite way of saying that I am disturbed by my mind and my senses. Actually, there's another word which is very dangerous. Sometimes some people say, I'm bored. That's very dangerous. That means you're curious. That means you're now a candidate for becoming a victim to lust. Because Maya will say, oh, I can satisfy your curiosity. I have something to show you. You want to see? You know, drug dealers, that's how they get you enticed. You're looking bored. Here, try something. You know, all of a sudden he's friendly. And the story is, that's your trouble. No, don't be enticed. So, you have your modes of nature, yes. But you're protected if you do your prescribed duty. As soon as you become curious, this lust is waiting for you. Trouble. Don't be curious. Be satisfied. And that's, Prabhupada used the word, he said, under able guidance. In the end of the previous purport, he said, in the human form of life, one can conquer the enemy lust by cultivation of Krishna consciousness under able guidance. So that means to accept that guidance. If you then say, well, I was told to do this, but you know, I thought, okay, now you're on your own. Any other question? Yeah.
In text 39, Krishna says that lust never satisfies. So I want to ask that, sometimes I asked this question earlier, but I'll still ask, and that there are some desires which need to be curbed immediately, instantly on that spot, and some they need to be curbed gradually. So as I gave example of horse that way. So means how can we know which one is for needs?
I don't know about the horse. What about the horse?
I told you that one devotee gave example that when the horse becomes fully mad, then if we try to stop it instantly, then it becomes more mad.
Okay, so you have to do it slowly.
Yeah. So how can we know that which desire needs to be curbed instantly or
and which slowly? No, but that's, I just answered. Under able guidance. I just said, you don't know. You don't know. The point is you don't know. So you have to go to somebody. See, okay, now here's the point. I think you haven't asked, but where this is sticky, the sticky point is, who is the person who is capable of giving such able guidance? Who is so that means you have to find somebody who is not a victim of lust. That's a significant point. Because if you take guidance of a person who has his own problems, then really you're taking guidance from a wrong person. That person has to overcome, has to have already overcome lust before you take his guidance. Then he can help you. You can trust him. You can trust him. You can believe it. You can believe that he knows what he's saying and it will work. Just like, who is Arjuna asking? Asking Krishna. Krishna is not overcome by our disease. You can trust Krishna. So you need to find a person who you can verify that he has overcome lust 100%, not 99.9, 100%. So when he says, do this, do it. I mean, I can tell you for a fact that when, as early days, we followed Srila Prabhupada's instruction, really, it worked. It really worked. I mean, for everybody. It really did work. And we're talking about people who were very friendly with lust. I mean, and they overcame. I mean, that's remarkable. And in the early days, that's what impressed people, because the West was known for being very promiscuous. You understand the word promiscuous?
It was cultivated.
Huh?
It was cultivated.
It was
Cultivated.
cultivated. Yeah, from the birth. I mean, this is like the way of life. It's breathing, and it's so natural. So people were impressed. Why these people? Why they're so disciplined? But it wasn't because they were disciplined. It's because the process worked, and they were doing it under able guidance. The guidance worked. So this is real, factual experience. So Krishna consciousness works if it is done properly. Right? Then I think your question will be answered. Whether you should abruptly curb your lust or slowly or whatever. Under able guidance, it's fine. No help. One of the so-called slow ways of curbing is to get married. That's in simple English, it means get married. That's slow. You curb it. And to stop it immediately, Naishtiki Brahmacharya. In simple English, that's what it is. Alright, any other questions? Pastor. Why don't you come a little closer? I think the lead is short.
This curbing lust or curiosity, is it meant dovetailing into Krishna's services?
Well, yes. Okay. If you remember the purport, it can be dovetailed, but this is how. I need to explain. You can't dovetail lust per se, but you can. In other words, it's not lust you use in Krishna's service. It's that same impetus channeled, instead of curiosity to enjoy my senses, it is curiosity to serve Krishna. Yeah, but once you're curious to enjoy your senses, you can't dovetail that. Because that's, you see, the difficulty is somebody thinks, well, I want a Mercedes. I want money. I want women. When you want that, you can't dovetail it. The wanting has to start for Krishna. In other words, I want a big temple for Krishna. I want to serve Him. I want to preach about Him. Now, you see, your passion for serving Krishna is directed, is transformed to love. But if you once say, I want material things, now you can't engage, you can't transform that. Now, funny enough, in line with the earlier question, you can say, I want children for Krishna, who will become Krishna's devotees. Krishna gives, I mean, he's so, how you say, generous or broad-minded, if you like, that he concedes that even that is love for me. But it's very different, you see, when your consciousness is, I want to do this for Krishna. But mostly, you see, people, that's not true. We say I had it, because what I want, I will give him the inheritance. In other words, it's not for Krishna. He's not having a child to become a servant of Krishna. He's just doing the same thing a materialist does, which is he's my progeny, my blood, he should perpetuate my name. That's the material disease. Yasyatma buddhi punape kridaduke. Yet he is thinking, I am this body and these are mine. So you can't dovetail that to Krishna. But the idea, just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was praying to Krishna, please send me a son who will serve me. That's when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born. He wanted somebody who will become a pure devotee of Krishna. He didn't want a material son. Is that okay? Any more questions? Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.